Tila was looking at the pretty stones in the market when the sound began. She was only 7 years old in human years, though her people counted age differently. Her skin glowed with soft blue light, like all Velari children. The glow showed her feelings. Right now, it was calm and happy. Her mother had told her to stay near the fabric shop. "I will be back in 5 minutes," her mother had said. "Do not move from this spot." Tila had nodded. She was a good child. She always listened. But the stones in the next shop were so beautiful. They came from a planet far away. They had colors inside them that moved like water. Tila walked closer to look. Just a few steps. Her mother would not mind. Then the alarm changed. The soft sound became a loud sound. The loud sound became a scream. Red lights began to flash on the walls and ceiling. "Reactor breach!" said a voice from the speakers. "All persons must go to emergency shelters. This is not a test. Reactor breach in Section 7, radiation warning. All persons must go to emergency shelters now." Tila turned to run back to the fabric shop, but the shop was not there anymore. No, that was wrong. The shop was there, but she could not see it. Too many people were running, big people, tall people. They were running fast and they were running everywhere. A Kreth merchant ran past her. He was large, with gray skin and 4 arms. One of his arms hit Tila and she fell down. He did not stop. He did not even look at her. "Mama!" Tila called out. Her voice was small. The alarm was loud. "Mama!" She tried to stand up. A Dolvan guard ran past her. His foot hit her leg and she fell again. Her knee hurt. Her translator, the small device in her ear that helped her understand other languages, made a bad sound and stopped working. Now she could not understand the words from the speakers. She could only hear sounds. Tila began to cry. Her blue glow became fast and uneven. This meant she was scared, very scared. She crawled under a market table. Above her, she could hear things falling. The station was shaking. Something was very wrong. "Mama!" she screamed. "Mama, please!" More people ran past. She saw their legs. She saw their feet. No one stopped. No one looked under the table. Then something heavy fell on top of the table. The table broke. Metal bars and wooden pieces fell on Tila. One bar landed on her leg. She could not move it. She was trapped. The pain was bad, but the fear was worse. She was alone. She was trapped. And something very bad was happening to the station. Through her tears, she could see the people still running. Some of them were Velari, her own people. They had the same blue glow, but their glow was fast and scared like hers. They did not stop. They did not hear her. "Please!" she cried in her own language. "Please help me!" A Velari man ran past the broken table. He was close enough to touch. Tila reached out her hand. Her fingers touched his leg. He looked down at her. For one moment, their eyes met. Tila saw fear in his eyes. So much fear. Then he pulled his leg away and kept running. He did not stop. He did not help. He just ran. Tila stopped crying. She was too shocked to cry. One of her own people had seen her and left her. The alarm was still screaming. The red lights were still flashing. Tila could smell something bad in the air. She did not know what radiation was, but she knew it was dangerous. Her mother had told her that Velari children were very sensitive to it. Even a little bit could make them very sick. Too much could kill them. Tila closed her eyes. She was going to die here. Alone. Under a broken table in a market. No one was coming to help her. Then she heard footsteps. But these footsteps were different. They were not running away from her. They were running toward her. Tila opened her eyes. She saw a woman. The woman had dark hair and brown eyes. Her skin was not blue like Velari's skin. It was a warm brown color. She was human. Tila had never talked to a human before. Her mother had told her that humans were dangerous. They were aggressive. They were unpredictable. They could not be trusted. But this human was not running away. She was running toward the broken table, toward Tila. The woman fell to her knees beside the table. She looked at Tila. She said something, but Tila could not understand. Her translator was broken. The woman's face changed. She looked worried. She pointed at her own ear, then at Tila's ear. Tila understood. The woman knew the translator was broken. The woman looked at the metal bar on Tila's leg. She put her hands on it and pulled. Her face showed pain. The bar was heavy, but she did not stop. She pulled and pulled until the bar moved. Then she pushed it away. Tila's leg was free. The woman smiled at her. It was a kind smile. Then she took off her cloak. It was a special cloak with a silver color. Tila had seen cloaks like this before. They protected people from radiation. The woman wrapped the cloak around Tila. She wrapped it tight. She covered Tila's whole body. She even covered Tila's head. Then the woman picked Tila up. She held her close to her chest. Tila could feel the woman's heart. It was beating very fast. The woman was scared. But she did not let go. She held Tila tighter. The woman stood up and began to run, not away from Tila, with Tila, toward the emergency shelters. Tila could see the signs through a gap in the cloak. The woman was running very fast. The air was getting worse. Tila could feel it even through the cloak. But the woman kept running. Her breathing was hard and fast. She was getting hurt by the bad air. The radiation was hurting her. But she did not stop. She did not put Tila down. She just held her tighter and ran faster. Tila did not understand. This woman did not know her. This woman was human, and Tila was Valari. They were strangers. The woman had given up her protection. She was letting herself get hurt to save a stranger's child. Why? Tila put her small arms around the woman's neck and held on. The woman's heart was still beating fast, but her arms were strong and steady. In front of them, Tila could see big metal doors, the emergency shelter. The doors were starting to close. The woman ran faster. Her feet hit the ground hard. Her breathing was like crying, but she did not stop. They reached the doors just as they were closing. The woman turned sideways and pushed through the gap. The doors closed behind them with a loud sound. They were inside. They were safe. The woman fell to her knees. She was still holding Tila. Her body was shaking. Her breathing was bad. But she looked down at Tila and smiled. A tired, painful smile. Then she said something. Tila still could not understand the words, but she understood the meaning. "You are safe now." Then the woman's eyes closed and she fell to the ground. She did not let go of Tila. Even when she fell, she held on. People in white clothes ran toward them, medical people. They tried to take Tila from the woman's arms, but Tila held on to the woman's hand. She did not want to let go of the person who had not let go of her. She was in the science section of the station, far from the reactor. Her food was simple: rice, vegetables, and some meat. She was reading a report on her tablet about Valari biology. It was her job to study alien species. She found them beautiful and interesting. When the alarm began, she put down her food and listened. Reactor breach, Section 7. That was the market district. Far from here. She was safe, but something made her stand up. Something made her walk to the window and look out at the station. She could see people running, thousands of people. They were running away from Section 7 toward the emergency shelters. The flow of people looked like water rushing through the halls. Then Yuna saw something that made her heart stop. A small shape, blue and glowing, moving against the flow of people, then falling, then disappearing under the crowd. A child, a Valari child. Yuna did not think. She just moved. She grabbed her radiation cloak from the hook by the door. All station workers had one. She put it on and ran out of her office. "Dr. Park!" someone called after her. "Where are you going? The shelters are the other way." She did not answer. She just ran. The halls were full of people. They were all going one direction. Yuna was going the other direction. She had to push through them. She had to fight against the flow. "Move!" she shouted. "Let me through!" People looked at her like she was crazy. Maybe she was. She was running toward a radiation breach. That was not a smart thing to do. But she kept seeing that small blue shape in her mind, falling, disappearing. She reached Section 7, the market district. It was mostly empty now. The last few people were running past her toward the shelters. The alarm was very loud here. The red lights were very bright. "Hello," Yuna shouted. "Is anyone here?" She heard something, a small sound, like crying. It was coming from behind a broken market stall. Yuna ran toward the sound. She found a table that had fallen down. There was metal and wood everywhere, and under all of it she saw a small hand, blue and glowing. "I'm here," Yuna said. "I'm going to help you." She started pulling away the broken pieces. The child was under there, a Valari girl, very young. Her blue glow was fast and uneven. That meant she was terrified. Yuna's radiation monitor started making a sound. It was a warning. The radiation levels were rising. She had maybe 3 minutes before it became dangerous for her. For the Valari child, it was already dangerous. Valari young were very sensitive to radiation. Yuna looked at the child. The girl was looking back at her with big wet eyes. She said something, but Yuna did not understand. The child's translator must be broken. There was a metal bar on the child's leg. Yuna grabbed it and pulled. It was heavy. Her arms hurt. But she did not stop. She pulled until the bar moved, then pushed it away. The child was free, but she was not safe. The radiation was still in the air, and it was getting worse. Yuna's monitor made another sound, louder this time. She looked at the number on the screen. The radiation level was rising fast, too fast. She looked at the child. Then she looked at her cloak, her radiation cloak, her only protection. If she kept the cloak, she would be safe. But the child would not be safe. Valari children could not survive this level of radiation for long. If she gave the cloak to the child would be safe. But Yuna would not be safe. She would be exposed to the radiation. It might not kill her. Humans were stronger than Valari, but it would hurt her. Maybe for a long time. Maybe forever. Yuna did not think about this for long. She did not make a list of good things and bad things. She did not calculate the risk. She just took off her cloak and wrapped it around the child. The child looked surprised. She looked down at the cloak, then up at Yuna. She did not understand why a stranger would give up her protection. Yuna did not try to explain. There was no time. She picked up the child and held her close. The child was light and small. Her body was warm. Yuna could feel the child's heart beating fast against her chest. "It's okay," Yuna said. She knew the child could not understand her words, but maybe she could understand her voice. "I've got you. I'm not going to let go." Yuna started running. The emergency shelter was not far, maybe 200 meters, but the air was bad. Yuna could feel it in her throat and lungs. It was like breathing fire. Her eyes started to water. Her skin started to hurt. Her radiation monitor was screaming now. The numbers were very high, too high. But Yuna did not stop. She could not stop. She was holding a child. She ran past empty shops. She ran past broken stalls. She ran past fallen signs and scattered goods. Her legs were hurting. Her lungs were burning. But she kept running. The child in her arms was holding on tight. Her small hands were gripping Yuna's shirt. Her face was pressed against Yuna's chest. She was trying to hide from the bad air. The cloak was protecting her body, but she was still scared. "Almost there," Yuna said. Her voice was rough and painful. "Almost there, little one." She could see the shelter doors. They were big and metal, and they were starting to close. The emergency system was sealing the shelter. Anyone outside would be trapped. Yuna ran faster. Her body was screaming at her to stop. Her muscles were failing. Her vision was getting dark at the edges. But she pushed harder. She had to make it. She had to get this child to safety. The doors were almost closed. The gap was getting smaller. Yuna turned sideways and pushed through. The metal doors touched her back as she passed. Then they closed with a loud sound. She was inside. She had made it. Her legs stopped working. She fell to her knees. The child was still in her arms. Yuna was still holding her. She would not let go. People were running toward her. Medical people. Their mouths were moving, but Yuna could not hear them. There was a ringing sound in her ears. She looked down at the child. The little girl was looking up at her. Her blue glow was still fast, but it was slowing down. She was calming down. She was safe. Yuna tried to smile. She wanted the child to know that everything was okay. But her face was not working right. Everything was getting dark and far away. She felt hands on her body. People were trying to take the child. Yuna wanted to let them. She knew the child needed medical help, but her arms would not open. They were locked around the small body. Then she felt something. Small fingers wrapping around her hand. The child was holding her hand. The child did not want to let go either. That was the last thing Yuna felt before everything went black. When she woke up, she was in a medical bed. There were machines around her, tubes in her arms, a mask on her face helping her breathe. A doctor was standing next to her bed. He was human. His name tag said Dr. Kim. "You're awake," he said. "That's good. You were unconscious for 6 hours." Yuna tried to speak, but her throat was too dry. Dr. Kim gave her some water. "The child," Yuna said. Her voice was like sand. "The Valari child. Is she okay?" Dr. Kim nodded. "She's fine. No radiation damage. Your cloak saved her." Yuna closed her eyes. Relief washed over her like warm water. The child was okay. That was all that mattered. "But you are not fine," Dr. Kim said. His voice was serious. "You absorbed a significant amount of radiation. Your cells are damaged. We can treat it, but it will take time, weeks, maybe months, and there might be some permanent effects." Yuna opened her eyes. "What kind of effects?" "We don't know yet. Maybe nothing, maybe something. We have to wait and see." Yuna nodded. She understood. She had made a choice. And choices have costs. She did not regret it. "There's someone who wants to see you," Dr. Kim said. "She's been waiting outside for hours. We told her you were sleeping, but she would not leave." Before Yuna could ask who it was, the door opened. A small figure walked in, blue and glowing. It was the child. She walked up to Yuna's bed. Her glow was calm and steady now, soft blue light. She was not scared anymore. She reached out and put something on Yuna's bed. It was a flower, a small flower that glowed with soft light, like the child's skin. Then the child took Yuna's hand and held it. She did not say anything. Maybe her translator was still broken. Or maybe she did not need words. She just held Yuna's hand and stayed. Yuna felt tears in her eyes. She did not know why she was crying. She was not sad. She was not in pain. She was just feeling something very big and very warm. She had made a choice. She had given up her protection to save a stranger's child, and now that child was holding her hand like she would never let go. Yuna decided that was worth any cost. She had been searching for hours. When the alarm had started, she had run back to the fabric shop. But Tila was not there. She had searched the emergency shelters. She had asked everyone she met. No one had seen her daughter. Then a medical worker told her that a Valari child had been brought to the human medical section. She had run there as fast as she could. She found Tila sitting beside a bed. In the bed was a human woman. The woman was sleeping. She had tubes in her arms and a mask on her face. She looked very sick. But Tila was holding the woman's hand, and she would not let go. "Tila!" her mother cried. She ran to her daughter and pulled her into her arms. I was so worried. I thought I lost you." Tila hugged her mother back, but then she pulled away and went back to the bed. She took the human woman's hand again. "Who is this person?" her mother asked. "Why are you holding her hand?" Tila's translator was still broken. She could not answer in words, so she pointed at herself, then at the woman. Then she made a motion like picking something up and holding it close. Her mother understood. "She saved you?" Tila nodded. Her mother looked at the human woman. She saw the machines. She saw the tubes. She saw how sick the woman looked. Then she saw something else. The woman was not wearing a radiation cloak, but there was a radiation cloak on the chair beside the bed. It was the right size for a child. "She gave you her cloak," her mother said slowly. "She gave you her protection." Tila nodded again. Her mother did not know what to say. She had always taught Tila that humans were dangerous. She had always said that humans could not be trusted. But this human had saved her daughter's life. This human had given up her own safety for a Valari child she did not know. "Thank you," her mother said to the sleeping woman. The woman could not hear her, but she said it anyway. "Thank you for saving my daughter." She took Tila's hand and tried to lead her away, but Tila would not move. She pulled her hand back and stayed beside the bed. "Tila, we have to go. Our family is waiting. They are worried about you." Tila shook her head. She pointed at the woman. She would not leave. Her mother sighed. She understood. Her daughter had been through something terrible, and this woman had been there for her when no one else was. Of course, Tila did not want to leave her. "Okay," her mother said. "We will stay for a little while." They stayed for 2 hours. Tila sat beside the bed the whole time, holding the woman's hand. Her mother sat in a chair and watched them. She thought about what had happened. She thought about what it meant. Finally, a human doctor came in. He was a young man with kind eyes. His name tag said Dr. Kim. "The patient needs to rest," he said, "and the child should get some sleep too. It's been a long day." Tila's mother nodded. "Yes, you're right. Come, Tila. We will come back tomorrow." This time, Tila let her mother lead her away, but she looked back at the bed as they left. Her blue glow was sad and worried. "She will be okay," Dr. Kim said. "She is strong. She will get better." Tila could not understand his words, but she seemed to understand his meaning. She nodded and followed her mother out of the room. The next day, Tila came back. Her translator was still being repaired, but she came anyway. She brought a gift, a small flower from the station's garden. It was a special flower that glowed with soft light. She put it on the woman's table. The woman was still sleeping, but she looked better than yesterday. Some color had returned to her face. Her breathing was easier. Tila sat beside the bed and held her hand. She stayed for 3 hours. Then she left. She came back the next day, and the next day, and the day after that. Each time, she brought a small gift, a flower, a smooth stone, a piece of sweet food. She put them on the woman's table. Then she sat beside the bed and held her hand. The medical workers got used to seeing her. They smiled at her when she came in. They brought her a small chair so she could sit more comfortably. On the 5th day, the woman woke up while Tila was there. Her eyes opened slowly. She looked around the room. Then she saw Tila. A smile came to her face. It was a tired smile, but it was real. "Hello," she said. Her voice was rough and quiet. Tila could not understand the word, but she understood the smile. She smiled back. Her blue glow became warm and happy. The woman looked at the table. She saw all the gifts Tila had brought, the flowers, the stones, the food. Her eyes became wet. "You brought all these for me?" she said. Tila did not understand the words, but she understood that the woman was happy. She nodded. The woman reached out and touched Tila's face. Her hand was gentle and warm. "Thank you," she said. "Thank you for staying with me." They sat together in silence. The woman could not speak much because her throat was sore. Tila could not speak because her translator was broken, but they did not need words. They just held hands and sat together. That night, Tila's mother came to take her home. She saw the woman was awake and went to talk to her. "My name is Sina," she said. "I am Tila's mother. I want to thank you for saving my daughter." The woman smiled. "My name is Yuna. I am glad she is safe." Sena looked at her daughter, then at the human woman. "Why did you do it? You did not know her. You did not know us. We are not even the same species. Why did you risk your life for her?" Yuna thought about this question. Then she said, "She was a child. She was alone and scared. That is all I needed to know." Sina did not say anything for a long moment. Then she bowed her head. "Among my people, when someone saves your child's life, they become family. You are family to us now, Yuna. Whatever you need, we will provide." Yuna shook her head. "I do not need anything. I am just happy Tila is safe." "Then let us give you our friendship," Sina said. "Let us visit you. Let us bring you food and company. Let us show you that you are not alone." Yuna looked at Tila. The little girl was watching her with big, hopeful eyes. Her blue glow was warm and bright. "I would like that," Yuna said. "I would like that very much." From that day on, Tila and her mother visited Yuna every day. They brought food from home. They brought stories and songs. They brought warmth and company. Yuna's colleague, Dr. Jisoo Han, came to visit her too. Jisoo was surprised to see the Valari visitors. "You have new friends," she said. Yuna smiled. "I do. This is Tila and her mother Sena." Jisoo looked at the little girl. Tila was sitting on the bed, showing Yuna a drawing she had made. It was a picture of two figures holding hands. One figure was blue and small. The other was brown and tall. "She drew us," Yuna said. Her voice was soft and full of emotion. "She drew me holding her." Jisoo felt tears in her eyes. She blinked them away. "That is beautiful." "She comes every day," Yuna said. "She brings me flowers and stones. She sits with me and holds my hand. I do not know why. I just carried her to safety. It was not a big thing." Jisoo shook her head. "It was a big thing, Yuna. You gave up your protection for her. You got hurt for her. That is not a small thing." Yuna looked at Tila. The little girl was humming a song from her home world while she drew. Her blue glow was peaceful and happy. "Maybe," Yuna said. "But when I look at her, I think I would do it again. 100 times. 1,000 times. She is worth it." Jisoo sat down beside her friend. "You know the Galactic Council is going to investigate this incident. They will want to know what happened. They will want to know why you did what you did." Yuna nodded. "I know. Let them investigate. I have nothing to hide." "Some of them do not like humans," Jisoo said. "They think we are dangerous and aggressive. They might try to make this into something bad." "How can they make saving a child into something bad?" "They will find a way. They always do." Yuna sighed. She was tired. Her body was still healing. She did not want to think about politics and councils. She looked at Tila. The little girl had finished her drawing. She held it up for Yuna to see. In the drawing, the two figures were smiling. Above them were stars. Below them was a heart. Yuna took the drawing and held it to her chest. "Thank you," she said. "I love it." Tila could not understand the words, but she understood the hug that came after. She hugged Yuna back, careful not to hurt her. Jisoo watched them. She watched the human woman and the alien child holding each other. She thought about what Yuna had said. She would do it again, 1,000 times. That was what made humans different, Jisoo thought. They did not calculate. They did not weigh costs and benefits. When they saw someone in need, They acted. Sometimes it was foolish. Sometimes it got them hurt. But sometimes it created something beautiful. Like this. A human and a Valari. Strangers 5 days ago. Now holding each other like family. Jisoo decided that whatever the council did, she would stand by her friend. Yuna had done something good and right, and Jisoo would make sure the galaxy knew it. The message came from the Galactic Council 3 weeks after the incident. Commander Do-Won Kang read it in his office on the station. His face became hard and serious. He read it again to make sure he understood correctly. The council was opening an investigation into the reactor breach incident. They wanted to examine all aspects of the event, including specifically the actions of Dr. Yuna Park. Do-Won closed his eyes and took a deep breath. He had expected this. The council never missed a chance to examine human behavior. They had been watching humans carefully since the species joined the galactic community. Every mistake, every incident, every unusual action was studied and analyzed. But this was wrong. Yuna had saved a child's life. She was a hero. Why was the council investigating her like she was a criminal? He knew why. Because she was human. And some members of the council still did not trust humans. They still saw them as dangerous and unpredictable. They still believed humans did not belong in galactic society. Do-Hwan walked to the medical section of the station. He needed to tell Yuna about the investigation. He was not looking forward to it. He found her sitting up in bed, talking with Jisoo. She looked better than the last time he had seen her. Her color was returning. Her voice was stronger, but she was still weak. She still needed treatment. "Commander Kang," Yuna said when she saw him, "it's good to see you." "Dr. Park," he said. He hesitated. He did not know how to give her the bad news. Jisoo saw his face. "What's wrong?" Do-Won took a deep breath. "The Galactic Council is opening an investigation. They want to examine the reactor breach incident." "That makes sense," Yuna said. "A reactor breach is serious. They should find out what went wrong." "They also want to examine your actions during the incident." Yuna's face became confused. "My actions? What do they want to know?" "They want to know why you did what you did, why you ran toward danger, why you gave up your protection for an alien child, why you risked your life for a stranger." Yuna stared at him. "Why does that need to be investigated?" "I saw a child in danger and I helped her. That is not complicated." Jisoo's face was angry. "This is not about understanding. This is about finding something wrong with what she did. Some members of the council hate humans. They have been waiting for a chance to make us look bad." Do-Hwan nodded. "I think you are right. But we cannot refuse the investigation. That would make us look like we have something to hide." "I have nothing to hide," Yuna said. Her voice was firm. "I did not do anything wrong. I saved a child's life. If the council has a problem with that, then the problem is with them." Do-Won sat down beside her bed. "I know. But you need to understand something. The council is not just looking at you. They are looking at all humans. How they see you will affect how they see all of us. We are still new to the galactic community. We are still trying to prove that we belong here." Yuna was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "So if I make a mistake, it hurts all humans?" "Yes." "And if I show weakness, it makes all humans look weak?" "Yes." Yuna nodded slowly. "Then I will not make a mistake, and I will not show weakness. I will tell them the truth. I saw a child in danger and I helped her. I did not think about politics or species or consequences. I just acted, and I would do it again." Do-Won looked at her. He saw the strength in her eyes, the certainty. She was not afraid of the council. She was not afraid of anything. "Good," he said. "That is exactly what you should say." In another part of the station, the Valari were having their own discussion. Sina had received a message from the Valari elder, the leader of their people on the station. The elder wanted to meet with her about the incident. Sina was nervous. She did not know what the elder wanted. The elder's home was large and beautiful. The walls glowed with soft blue light, like Valari skin. The furniture was made of crystal and metal. Everything was clean and perfect. The elder was old, even by Valari standards. Her skin was pale blue, almost white. Her glow was steady and calm. She had led their people for many years. "Sit," the elder said. "Tell me about the human." Sena sat down. Her hands were shaking. "Her name is Yuna Park. She is a scientist who studies alien biology." "I know her name and job. Tell me about her as a person. Tell me what you have seen." Sena thought about how to answer. "She is kind. She is gentle with Tila. She smiles even when she is in pain. She does not ask for anything in return for what she did. She just seems good." The elder nodded slowly. "And why do you think she saved your daughter? What did she want?" Sena hesitated. "I asked her this question. She said Tila was a child, alone and scared. That was all she needed to know." "You believe her?" "Yes, I do." The elder was silent for a long moment. Then she said, "The council is going to investigate this incident. Some members want to find something wrong with what the human did. They want to prove that humans cannot be trusted." Sina felt a cold feeling in her stomach. "Why? She saved my daughter's life." "Because she is human. And many in the council still fear humans. They see human strength and aggression. They see human history of war and violence. They do not see this." "What is this?" "A human woman giving up her protection for an alien child. A human woman getting hurt to save a stranger. This does not match what they believe about humans. So they must find another explanation. A selfish reason. A hidden agenda." Sina stood up. Her hands were not shaking anymore. Now they were tight fists. "That is wrong. That is unjust. She almost died to save my daughter. How can they turn that into something bad?" "Fear can turn anything into something bad," the elder said. "Fear does not see truth. Fear only sees what it wants to see." "Then we must show them the truth." The elder looked at Sina with interest. "What do you propose?" "Let Tila speak to the council. Let her tell them what happened. A child does not lie. A child does not have hidden agendas. Let them hear the truth from the one who was there." The elder was quiet for a long time. Then she said, "That is a dangerous idea. The council can be harsh. They might question her hard. She might become scared or confused. Tila is strong. She survived the breach. She survived being alone and trapped. She can survive some questions. And if the council does not believe her, then at least we tried. At least we did not let them twist the truth without a fight." The elder smiled. It was a small smile, but it was real. "You have changed, Sena. Before this, you were afraid of humans. You taught your daughter to stay away from them." "I was wrong. Yuna showed me I was wrong. Not all humans are like Yuna." "No, but some are, and that is enough." The elder stood up. She walked to Sena and put a hand on her shoulder. "I will speak to the council. I will ask them to let Tila give testimony. It is not certain they will agree, but I will try. Thank you. Do not thank me yet. This might make things harder, not easier. The council does not like surprises." Sena nodded. "I understand. But I would rather fight for the truth than accept a lie." Back in the medical section, Yuna had another visitor. Tila came in with her mother. Her translator had been repaired. For the first time, she could speak to Yuna and be understood. "Hello," Tila said. Her voice was small and careful. "I can talk now." Yuna smiled. "Hello, Tila. It's so good to hear your voice." Tila walked to the bed and climbed up beside Yuna. She sat very close, like she always did. "I want to tell you something," Tila said. "I want to tell you what I remember." "Okay. I'm listening." Tila was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "When the alarm came, I was very scared. Everyone was running away. I called for help, but no one stopped. I thought no one would come." Her blue glow flickered. The memory was painful. "Then you came. You ran toward me, not away from me. You took off your cloak and put it on me. You picked me up and held me. You held me so tight." Yuna's eyes were wet. "I remember. I could feel your heart. It was beating very fast. You were scared too, but you did not let go. You just held me tighter." Tila looked up at Yuna. Her eyes were serious. "I want to tell the council this. I want to tell them what you did. Is that okay?" Yuna looked at Sena. Sena nodded. "The council is going to let Tila give testimony," Sena said. "She will tell them what happened." Yuna looked worried. "The council can be harsh. They might ask hard questions. I do not want Tila to be scared or hurt." "I won't be scared," Tila said. Her voice was firm, like her mother's. "I want to help you. You helped me. Now I want to help you." Yuna looked at the little girl. She saw the determination in her eyes, the courage. This child had been through something terrible, and now she wanted to face the council to help a stranger. No, Yuna thought. Not a stranger. Not anymore. She hugged Tila gently. "Thank you. You are very brave." Tila hugged her back. "You are braver. You ran toward the danger. I just hid under a table. Hiding was smart. You kept yourself safe until help came." "You were the help?" Yuna smiled. "I guess I was." They sat together for a while, holding each other. Sena watched them with tears in her eyes. Whatever happened with the council, she thought, this moment was worth everything. Her daughter was alive. Her daughter was happy. Her daughter had found a friend. That was all that mattered. It was round and tall, with seats rising up in circles around a center platform. Each section had representatives from a different species. There were Velari with their blue glow, Kreth with their gray skin and 4 arms, Dolvan with their tall bodies and logical faces, and many others that Tila did not recognize. In the human section, she saw Commander Kang and Dr. Han, and sitting in a special chair, still looking tired and weak, was Yuna. Tila wanted to run to Yuna and hold her hand, but her mother held her back. "Not yet," Sena whispered. "First you must speak to the council, then you can go to her." Tila nodded. She was nervous. Her blue glow was flickering, but she was determined. She would not let Yuna down. The council head was a being from a species Tila did not know. He was tall and thin with silver skin and large dark eyes. His voice was deep and slow. "This hearing is now open," he said. "We are here to examine the incident at Station Nexus 7 on the date of the reactor breach. We will hear testimony from several witnesses. We will begin with Dr. Yuna Park, the human who performed the rescue." Yuna stood up slowly. She was still weak from her treatment. Jisoo helped her walk to the center platform. "Dr. Park," the council head said, "tell us what happened." Yuna told her story. She told them about hearing the alarm, about seeing the small shape fall in the crowd, about running toward the danger, about finding Tila trapped under the broken table, about giving her cloak to the child, about running to the shelter. Her voice was calm and clear. She did not add anything. She did not leave anything out. She just told the truth. When she finished, there was silence. Then the questions began. The Kreth Trade Minister spoke first. He was large and his voice was harsh. "Why did you run toward the danger? That is not logical behavior." "I saw a child who needed help," Yuna said. "There were safety officers on the station. You could have reported the child's location and let them handle it." "There was no time. The radiation levels were rising. If I had waited, the child would have died." "How did you know that?" "I am a xenobiologist. I know how sensitive Velari children are to radiation." The Kreth minister made a sound like he was not satisfied, but he did not ask more questions. The Dolvan Arbiter spoke next. His voice was cold and flat. "You gave your radiation cloak to the child. This means you chose to expose yourself to danger. Why?" "Because the cloak would protect her better than it would protect me. Humans are more resistant to radiation than Valari children." "But you knew you would be hurt." "Yes. Why would you accept injury to save a stranger?" Yuna thought about this question. Then she said, "Because she needed help, and I could help her. That is all." The Dolven Arbiter tilted his head. "That is not a logical reason. You gained nothing from this action. You only lost." "I disagree. I gained a lot. I gained a friend." There were whispers in the chamber. Some of the representatives looked confused. Others looked interested. The Valari elder spoke next. Her voice was gentle but serious. "Dr. Park, some have suggested that you had a hidden motive for saving the child, that you wanted to gain favor with the Valari people, or that you wanted to make humans look good to the council. How do you respond to these suggestions?" Yuna shook her head. "When I was running toward that child, I was not thinking about politics or favor. I was thinking about a little girl who was scared and alone. That is all. If people want to believe I had some secret plan, I cannot stop them. But they would be wrong." The elder nodded slowly. She did not ask more questions. Other representatives asked other questions. Some were fair. Some were harsh. Some were clearly trying to find something wrong with what Yuna did. But Yuna answered all of them the same way, with calm, clear truth. Finally, the council head said, "Thank you, Dr. Park. You may return to your seat." Yuna walked back to the human section. Jisoo helped her sit down. Her face was tired but peaceful. She had done her best. "Now," the council head said, "we will hear from another witness. We will hear from the child who was rescued." Tila felt her mother squeeze her hand. "It's time," Sina whispered. "Are you ready?" Tila was not sure she was ready, but she nodded anyway. She walked down to the center platform. She was very small in that large room. All around her, the representatives looked down at her. Their eyes were watching. Their faces were waiting. Tila's blue glow was flickering fast. She was scared. But she thought about Yuna. She thought about being held tight in strong arms. She thought about a heart beating fast against her face. She could do this. For Yuna, she could do this. "Child," the council head said. His voice was softer now, gentle. "Tell us what happened." Tila took a deep breath. Then she began to speak. "I was in the market with my mother. She went to buy something. She told me to wait. But I saw some pretty stones and I walked away. Then the alarm came." She paused. The memory was hard. Everyone started running. I tried to find my mother, but there were too many people. They were pushing and running. I fell down. Someone stepped on me. My translator broke. I could not understand what people were saying. Her glow was flickering faster now. But she kept going. I crawled under a table. Then something fell on the table and it broke. A metal bar fell on my leg. I could not move. I was trapped. "What did you do?" the council head asked. I called for help. I screamed and screamed, but no one came. Everyone just kept running. They were running right past me. They could see me, but they did not stop. Did anyone stop at all? Tila was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "One person, a Valari man. One of my own people. I reached out and touched his leg. He looked at me. I thought he would help me." "What happened?" "He pulled his leg away and kept running. He left me there." There were sounds in the Valari section. Sounds of shock and shame. The elder's face was hard and sad. "Then what happened?" the council head asked. "I thought I was going to die. I was alone and trapped, and the air was getting bad. I thought no one was coming." Tila looked up. Her eyes found Yuna in the human section. Yuna was watching her. Her face was full of care and support. Tila felt strength come into her body. She stood up straighter. Her glow became steadier. "Then the human came," she said. "She ran toward me, not away from me, toward me." The chamber was very quiet now. Everyone was listening. "She pulled off the metal bar. She took off her cloak and put it on me. Then she picked me up and held me." Tila's voice became stronger. "She held me so tight, I could feel her heart. It was beating very fast. She was scared. But she did not let go. She just held me tighter and ran." "She ran to the shelter?" the council head asked. "Yes. The doors were closing, but she made it. Then she fell down. She was very sick. The bad air had hurt her, but she was still holding me. She did not let go." Tila looked around the chamber. She looked at all the representatives watching her. "Everyone says humans are dangerous," she said. "Everyone says humans are violent and selfish. My mother told me to stay away from them, but when I was alone and scared, the human was the only one who came. Everyone else ran away. The human ran toward me." She paused. Then she said the words she had been wanting to say. "She embraced me when everyone else ran." The chamber was completely silent. No one moved. No one spoke. Tila felt tears on her face, but she kept talking. "She gave me her cloak, her protection. She got sick because she gave it to me. She is still sick, and she does not ask for anything. She just smiles at me and holds my hand." She looked directly at the representatives who had been harsh to Yuna. "You ask why she did it. You ask what she wanted. I do not understand why that is hard to know. She did it because I am a child and I needed help. She is good. That is all. That is enough." Tila was finished. She had said everything she wanted to say. The chamber was still silent. Then, slowly, the Valari elder stood up. She walked down to the center platform. She knelt beside Tila. "You are brave," she said. "Thank you for speaking the truth." Then she looked up at the council. "I have heard enough. I do not need more questions. This child has shown us what happened. A human woman saved a Valari child. She did it not for reward or favor. She did it because it was right. We have nothing to investigate here. We have only something to honor." She walked back to her seat. The chamber remained silent for a long moment. Then the Dolvan Arbiter stood. "I agree with the elder. The testimony is clear. The human acted with courage and selflessness. There is nothing wrong to find here." One by one, other representatives stood and said the same thing. Even the Kreth trade minister, who had been harsh before, gave a short nod. The council head looked around the chamber. "It seems we have reached an agreement. The investigation is closed. Dr. Yuna Park acted with honor and bravery. There will be no further questions." Tila felt relief wash over her. It was done. Yuna was safe. She turned and ran up to the human section. She climbed into Yuna's lap and hugged her. Yuna hugged her back, tight and warm. "You did so good," Yuna whispered. "You were so brave." Tila did not say anything. She just held on. She had told the truth, and the truth had been enough. The council chamber remained still after Tila's testimony. But something had changed in the room. The air felt different. The silence felt different. Then the Dolvan Arbiter spoke. "I must say something," he said. His voice was still flat and logical, but there was something new in it, something like confusion. "The child's account does not match our models of human behavior. We have always been told that humans act for personal gain, that their apparent kindness always hides selfish motives. But this human gained nothing. She only lost." He paused, like he was trying to solve a puzzle. "I do not understand this, but I cannot deny what the child has told us. She has no reason to lie. And her testimony was clear." The Kreth trade minister shifted in his seat. He looked uncomfortable. His 4 hands were moving restlessly. "I must also speak," he said. His voice was rough. The child said that a Kreth merchant ran past her, that he hit her and kept running. I know this merchant. He sells fabrics in Section 7. He is a member of my trade guild. He was quiet for a moment. His hands became still. I am ashamed. One of my people had a chance to help a child. He chose to save himself instead. The human did not make this choice. The human chose to risk herself. He looked at Yuna. His face was hard to read, but his voice was serious. I have said harsh things about humans. I have questioned this human's motives. I was wrong. I let my fear and distrust speak for me. I ask for forgiveness. Yuna looked surprised. She had not expected this. She nodded slowly. Thank you, she said. I forgive you. The Kreth minister nodded back. He sat down. Now the Valari elder stood. Her pale blue skin was almost white in the light of the chamber. Her face was calm, but her eyes were full of feeling. I have led my people for many years, she said. In that time, I have always warned them about humans. I have told them that humans are dangerous, that humans cannot be trusted, that humans are too aggressive, too emotional, too unpredictable. She looked around the chamber. I was wrong. There were sounds of surprise from the Valari section. The elder rarely admitted mistakes. She rarely changed her position. I was wrong, she said again. I looked at humans, and I saw only what I feared. I saw their strength and their history of war. I did not see what else they were capable of. I did not see this. She gestured toward Yuna. A human woman who ran toward danger to save a stranger's child. A human woman who gave up her protection knowing she would be hurt. A human woman who asked for nothing in return. Not reward, not favor, not even thanks. The elder's voice became soft. What I called aggression, maybe I should have called protectiveness. What I called unpredictable, maybe I should have called brave. Humans feel strongly. They act strongly. Sometimes this causes harm, but sometimes... She looked at Tila, who was still sitting in Yuna's lap. Sometimes it saves lives. Sometimes it creates something beautiful. She turned to face the council. I am not saying all humans are good. I am not saying we should trust all humans without question. But I am saying we have been unfair. We have judged an entire species by their worst qualities. We have ignored their best qualities. That is not just. That is not right. She sat down. The chamber was quiet again. But now the quiet was different. It was not suspicious or hostile. It was thoughtful. Commander Do-Wan Kang stood up. As the human representative, he had the right to speak. I want to thank the Council for listening with open minds, he said. I know many of you had doubts about Dr. Park's actions. I know many of you had doubts about humans in general. I do not blame you for these doubts. We are still new to the galactic community. We are still proving ourselves. He looked around the room. But I want to say this. What Dr. Park did was not unusual for humans. It was normal. Humans do this kind of thing every day. We run toward danger to help strangers. We give up our own safety for others. We protect the weak, even when it costs us. Why? The Dolphin Arbiter asked. It is not logical. You're right. It is not logical. But that is who we are. We feel things strongly. We care about others, even strangers. When we see someone in pain, we feel that pain too. When we see someone in danger, we want to help. We cannot do otherwise. He paused. Sometimes this gets us hurt. Sometimes it gets us killed. But it also allows us to do great things, to save lives, to protect the innocent, to stand up for what is right. He looked at Yuna. Dr. Park did not calculate the odds when she ran toward that child. She did not weigh the costs and benefits. She saw a child in danger and she acted. That is what humans do. That is what makes us... us. He sat down. Jisoo leaned over to Yuna. That was a good speech. Yuna nodded. She was too tired to speak. The hearing had been long and her body was not fully healed. But she felt something warm in her chest. Pride, gratitude, hope. Maybe things were changing. Maybe the galaxy was starting to see humans differently. The council head stood. We have heard many strong statements today. I think it is clear that this incident has affected us all deeply. Before we end this hearing, I want to do something unusual. I want to ask Dr. Park if she has anything more to say. Yuna looked up, surprised. Jisoo helped her stand. You do not have to speak if you are too tired, the council head said. But if you want to, we will listen. Yuna thought for a moment. Then she nodded. I just want to say one thing, she said. Her voice was quiet but clear. I did not save Tila because she was Valari. I did not save her to prove something about humans. I saved her because she was a child who needed help. She looked at Tila, who was watching her with big eyes. That is all. Any child, any species. If I saw them in danger, I would try to help. That is not special. That is just basic. Or at least, it should be. She sat down. The chamber was quiet for a long moment. Then slowly, the Valari elder stood again. She walked down to the center platform. She turned to face the council. I propose that we give Dr. Yuna Park the citation of galactic merit. There were sounds of surprise throughout the chamber. The citation was the highest honor the council could give. It had never been given to a human before. This human has shown courage, selflessness, and compassion, the elder said. She has represented the best qualities of her species. She has shown us that our fears about humans were not complete. She deserves to be honored. I second this proposal, the Dolvin Arbiter said. I also second it, the Kreth Trade Minister said. One by one, representatives from other species voiced their support. Even those who had been suspicious before agreed. The testimony had changed their minds. The council head nodded. It is decided. Dr. Yuna Park will receive the citation of galactic merit with the full recognition of the council. In the human section, Jisoo was crying. Commander Kang was smiling. Yuna was sitting very still, looking shocked. Congratulations, Jisoo whispered. You deserve this. Yuna shook her head. I did not do it for an award. I did not want recognition. I know. That is why you deserve it. Tila climbed back into Yuna's lap. She put her arms around Yuna's neck and hugged her. You are a hero, Tila said. Yuna hugged her back. No, I am just a person who did what anyone should do. But no one else did it. Only you. Yuna could not argue with that. She just held the little girl and let the moment sink in. She had run toward danger. She had given up her protection. She had gotten hurt. And now she was being honored by the entire Galactic Council. But that was not what mattered to her. What mattered was the small body in her arms, the soft blue glow, the little voice that said, You are a hero. She would take this moment over any award, any honor, any recognition. This was enough. After the hearing, the Valari elder came to speak with Yuna. She walked slowly, with great dignity, and stopped in front of Yuna's chair. I want to apologize to you personally, the elder said. For many years I have spoken against humans. I have told my people to fear and avoid your species. I was wrong. You have shown me I was wrong. Yuna shook her head. You do not need to apologize. You were trying to protect your people. That is understandable. Perhaps. But understanding does not make it right. I judged all humans by the actions of a few. I did not give your people a fair chance. The elder paused. I will not make that mistake again. She reached out and touched Tila's head gently. Thank you for saving this child. She is precious to us. You have given us back something we cannot replace. Then the elder did something unexpected. She bowed. A Valari bowl was a sign of deep respect, reserved for family and honored elders. Yuna did not know what to say. She bowed her head in return. The elder smiled, a rare thing, and walked away. Tila looked up at Yuna. The elder never bows to anyone. You must be very important. Yuna laughed softly. I do not think I am important. I think the elder is just a good person who can admit when she is wrong. Like you? What do you mean? You said everyone should help someone in danger. You said it was basic, but you were the only one who did it. That makes you good. Yuna thought about this. Then she said, maybe being good is not about being special. Maybe it is just about doing basic things when everyone else forgets to do them. Tila nodded, like this made perfect sense. And maybe it did. On every station, on every colony, on every ship, people heard the story. A human woman had saved an alien child. She had given up her protection. She had run toward danger when everyone else ran away. And she had been honored by the Galactic Council. But that was not the part that stayed with people. That was not the part they told each other. The part they remembered was what the child said. She embraced me when everyone else ran. Those words traveled from world to world. They were translated into 100 languages. They were shared in homes and schools and meeting places. And slowly, something began to change. On a Kreth trading world, a merchant heard the story and thought about all the times he had walked past someone in need. The next day, he stopped to help a stranger carry a heavy load. It was a small thing, but it felt important. On a Dolven colony, a teacher told her students about the human woman and the Valari child. The students were quiet for a long time. Then one of them asked, "Why did no one else stop?" The teacher did not have a good answer, but the question stayed with her. On a small moon at the edge of explored space, an old woman heard the story and cried. She had lost a child many years ago. No one had been there to help. She thought about what might have been different if someone like Yuna had been there. She thought about it for a long time. The story was not changing the galaxy in big ways. It was changing it in small ways, person by person, heart by heart. And on Station Nexus 7, life went back to normal. The reactor was repaired. The market was rebuilt. People returned to their work and their routines. Yuna returned to her work too. She was still weak, and she had to take medicine every day. The doctor said some damage would never fully heal. She might always be a little tired. She might always have some pain. But she was alive, and she could still do her job. That was enough. Tila came to visit her every day after school. She would bring her homework and sit in Yuna's office. Sometimes she asked for help with her studies. Sometimes she just wanted to be near Yuna. They would sit together and talk about small things. What Tila learned that day, what Yuna was working on, what they wanted to eat for dinner. It was ordinary. It was simple. It was good. One day, Sena came to Yuna's office with a formal invitation. "Our family wants to have you for a meal," she said. "A traditional Valari bonding meal. It is a very important ceremony. We only share it with family." Yuna looked at the invitation. The paper was special, with gold patterns and careful writing. She could tell it was precious. "I am honored," she said. "But are you sure?" "I am not Valari. I am not family." Sena smiled. "You saved my daughter's life. You held her when no one else would. Among our people, that makes you family. We would be honored if you would accept." Yuna felt tears in her eyes. She had always felt alone in the galaxy. She had colleagues and friends, but no family. Her parents were far away on Earth. She had not seen them in years. And now this Valari woman was offering her a place in her family. "Yes," Yuna said. "I accept. Thank you." The bonding meal was held at Sena's home. The whole family was there. Sena, Tila, Tila's father, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins. The room was full of blue glowing skin and warm voices. Yuna felt nervous. She did not know the customs. She did not want to make a mistake. But Tila took her hand and led her to a seat beside her. "Don't be scared," Tila said. "Just be yourself. That is enough." The meal was beautiful. There were foods Yuna had never tasted before. Sweet things and savory things, soft things and crunchy things. Every dish was prepared with care and presented with love. Between courses, family members stood up and shared memories. They talked about important moments in their lives. Times they were scared, times they were brave, times they needed help and someone was there for them. Then Tila stood up. "I want to share a memory," she said. The room became quiet. Everyone looked at the little girl. "I was in the market when the alarm came. Everyone was running away. I was trapped and alone. I thought I was going to die." Her glow flickered, but she kept talking. "Then Yuna came. She did not know me. She did not have to help me. But she ran toward me. She picked me up and held me. She gave me her cloak even though it would hurt her." Tila looked at Yuna. Her eyes were full of love. "She saved my life. But more than that, she showed me what it means to be good, to help someone who needs help, to be brave when you are scared, to hold on and not let go." She walked over to Yuna and took her hand. "I am glad you are part of our family now. I love you." Yuna could not speak. The tears were falling from her eyes. She pulled Tila into a hug and held her tight. Around the room, other people were crying too. Even the grandmother, who was very old and had seen many things, was wiping her eyes. Sina stood up. "Yuna, we want to give you something, a symbol of your place in our family." She held out a small necklace. It was made of crystal and metal, like all Valari jewelry, but in the center was a stone that glowed with soft blue light, the same color as Valari skin. "This stone was passed down from my grandmother to my mother to me. Now I give it to you. When you wear it, you carry a piece of our family with you. No matter where you go, you are not alone." Yuna took the necklace. Her hands were shaking. "Thank you," she said. "I do not have words for what this means to me. I have felt alone for a long time, but now I do not feel alone anymore." She put the necklace on. The blue stone rested against her chest, close to her heart. Tila clapped her hands. "It looks beautiful on you." Everyone laughed. The serious moment became light again. More food was brought out. More stories were shared. The evening became warm and full of joy. Later, when the meal was over and the family was saying goodbye, Yuna stood outside and looked up at the stars. Tila came and stood beside her. "What are you thinking about?" Tila asked. "I am thinking about how strange life is," Yuna said. "A month ago I did not know you. I was just a scientist doing my work. Now you are my family. Now I have a place I belong." Tila nodded. "Life is strange, but I think strange can be good." "Yes, strange can be very good." They stood together in comfortable silence. Then Tila said, "Will you always be my family?" "Yes, always. Even when I am grown up? Even then? Even when I am old?" "Even then." Tila smiled. Her glow was warm and steady. "Good. I do not want you to go away." Yuna put her arm around the little girl. "I am not going anywhere, I promise." They stayed outside for a long time, looking at the stars. Somewhere out there, on 100 worlds, people were telling the story of the human who embraced the alien child. The story was spreading, changing things in small ways. But Yuna did not know about that, and she did not care about that. She cared about the little girl beside her. She cared about the family waiting inside. She cared about the blue stone glowing against her heart. She had run toward danger. She had given up her protection. She had gotten hurt, and she had gained more than she ever could have imagined. She had gained a family. She had gained a home. She had gained a daughter in everything but blood. That was worth any cost. That was worth any pain. She looked down at Tila. The little girl looked back up at her. Their eyes met, and without words, they both understood. This was what mattered. Not awards or recognition, not politics or councils. Just this. Two people from different worlds, standing together under the stars. Holding on and not letting go. Yuna smiled. Tila smiled back, and in that moment, everything was right. The silence between them was not empty. It was full of love, full of gratitude, full of the knowledge that they had found each other. They walked back inside together, hand in hand. The door closed behind them. The stars kept shining. And across the galaxy, the story continued to spread. She embraced me when everyone else ran. People heard it and remembered. People thought about it and changed. Small changes, quiet changes, but real ones. Because sometimes that is all it takes. A single act of courage, a single moment of compassion, a single choice to run toward danger instead of away from it. Sometimes that is enough to change everything, and it starts with holding on and not letting go.